Skip.
Yeah.
I brought Lucky with me. I brought him to the party.
Yeah.
We at the party, Skip. Come join us.
You keep Lucky at your house?
Oh, yeah. He sit right there at the gate.
Does he, or is he in your bedroom?
Right there, right there. That's my security guard.
You ain't doing a good
So, Duckboat, you have said if this Celtics team wins it all, it should go down as one of the top 5 teams of all time. You've said it repeatedly. Do you still believe that?
I mean, statistically, when you look at it, Skip, I mean, when you look, they were dominant all year long. 64 wins. They go 16-3 in the playoffs, which is one of the great runs in NBA history. Now, when you look at the regular season, they're third all-time in point differential. And what I mean by that is how much they beat you by. The average win went by a margin of 11 points. That's tough. And they were on pace to be in the top 10 until this last series. You know, at one point, they were averaging 10-point wins. But it went down to 8 because of that blowout, that aberration game that Dallas has. So, you know, I think I'm not ready to put them as a top 5 team yet because I still think it's early in their careers to where we haven't defined, you know, where certain players are going to be historically. And I think in order to put a team in the top 5 and one of the greatest teams to ever play, you got to look at where they are at the end of the day. Now, some teams, like, say, the Chicago Bulls, when they won 73 games, and you say, all right, they got Scottie, Jordan, and Rodman, we already knew them guys was going to be Hall of Famers. And, you know, maybe Kukoc, which eventually became a Hall of Famer. And so right now, I got to see what happens in the next few years and how the accolades build up within these players. Because when I look up and I say, hey, they got 4 Hall of Famers on that team, that's an all-time team right there. You know, which we could say about the Magic Johnson Lakers. You know, we didn't say that after their first championship. We didn't say that after the Birds' first championship. But as they accumulated championships and certain players went on to be all-time players, we were like, all right, that's an all-time team. And we can say that about the Golden State Warriors. So I just need some years and maybe another championship. Or, you know, if we say Drew Holiday, he becomes a Hall of Famer. If Al Horford becomes a Hall of Famer, and we look back, we're going to be like, well, hey, they had 4 Hall of Famers. And Porzingis, this is an all-time team. This may be a top 5 team. Look, they went 16-3, 64 wins. This team you could put up there in the upper echelon with great teams, and I'll match them up against anybody. So there's many things that are going to be contributing factors to saying they're a top 5 all-time team.
So in other words,
you're saying I'm not there yet. I'm not there yet. That's what I'm saying.
You're saying no now.
No now, but that can change. Say they win another one, or you know, certain players become all-time players. You're gonna have to look back and say, all right, that was a top 5
But you
team.
do realize that's not what you said. That's why Skip posed a question.
Well, they were
because you said
I did say that because
if they win, you got to put them into the top 5 of all time.
Well,
that's what you said.
Well, statistically,
but you also say you don't go off of analytics. You go off the eyeball.
Statistically, when you look at the top teams ever, 16-3 in the postseason, 64 wins.
Damn the analytics, the numbers, the statistics.
Well, you gotta go. You gotta count.
Eyeball test. Right now, as it stands, are they a top 5 team?
Well, based on when you look
on what they did this year, in this year alone, are they a top 5 team?
Ever?
Well, since you've been we can't.
I'll tell you this. I will tell you this about this team. I will tell you this about this team. This team can match up with any team in NBA history.
Okay, so you're getting somewhere now.
Yeah. So
now
like, if you put them up against Golden State, they can match up because you got Tatum can guard KD, you got the backcourt that can guard that backcourt. You know, that'll be a great matchup. So if I look at it in that aspect, they probably are one of the top 5 greatest teams probably assembled.
Without me going into all the numbers and all that, not a chance. And the only reason why I'm looking at it is from an eyeball standpoint.
From an eyeball standpoint, if you eyeball standpoint, they match up with whoever.
Hold on, let me get there. They not beating the Larry Bird Celtics.
And
pick a team.
And tell me why.
Pick one of them teams.
All right, so tell me why then. All right, let's do the matchups.
Do the matchups.
All right, so Larry Bird team, the starters was who? Dennis Johnson,
DJ, Larry Bird,
Danny Ainge.
Danny Ainge.
All right, so let's just stop
Maxwell.
there.
Okay.
So Drew Holiday and White can match up right there.
Okay, but you keep going to the front line.
Yeah,
All right, now you go to Larry Bird. You can probably put Jaylen Brown on.
You go McHale.
Would.
And then you're going to have to put Jason Tatum on McHale.
Or we switch him out and go Maxwell, whichever one.
All right, but Maxwell on.
And then you got
Jason
Robert
Tatum.
Parrish.
And then you got Robert Parrish going to match up with Porzingis.
Okay, so you think that favors them? First of all, they bigger.
I think they can. I mean, but look at the climate we playing now.
No, but
the Celtics, they can't shoot. That Celtics team can't shoot in this era.
But see, the
Celtics team is more athletic.
I don't want to do
the Celtics team. This year's Celtics more athletic, can shoot better, can get on the perimeter. I mean, what you gonna do? Go ground and pound on them? Come down court and just toss it into McHale every time?
I mean, that worked for him pretty good. That worked pretty damn good for him.
That won't work today, Skip. That won't work today. We all know that. That wouldn't work today.
I don't know that, and I don't know if they grew up in this era that their skill set wouldn't transfer based on everything. That I can't do it like that. I'm just looking at player for player. Then I go those teams. Then I look at y'all team. Come on, man. Y'all team alone.
Well, what they
gonna do with y'all?
We match up better with them than the 80s Birds team.
I don't know about that one, man. I don't know about that one. I think y'all would.
We match up with both teams. We match up with both eras.
Probably.
We match up with any era.
Take care of them, right? Then we go to the Chicagos. Let's not even have that conversation. Because I can pick either one of them Chicago championship teams out of the 6, and they get them. Then we can talk about the Lakers. I could pick any one of them Laker teams, whether it was Showtime, whether it was Shaq and Kobe, and to a degree, I can pick the Powell Kobe team because they beat y'all beat them.
All right, so listen to this. What did this team show you that tells you they couldn't play with these teams? Because for one, they were a top-tier defensive team. This is a top-tier.
Magic was 6'9" running the point.
Where do the Celtics this year rank in offense? Number 2? One and two.
No, I think they're 1 in offense.
One in offense?
Yeah, 2 in
Where did they rank in defense?
2.
Number 2.
Yeah.
Where did they rank in three-point shooting?
2.
Number 1 or 2. They took the most, made the most.
Yeah.
But they took the most, made the most.
Yeah.
So when you look at it, that's why I say statistically, they match up with whoever.
Okay, but Paul, you were already on record as saying your 08 team could beat this team. And so right there, we start with they're at a disadvantage because they couldn't even beat your 08 team.
I'm biased against my 08 team versus whoever, though.
Yeah.
And then we get past Chicago. I understand you saying that
they wouldn't beat
the Lakers, the
Shaq Lakers, they couldn't beat.
No. And then the 09 Lakers team beat y'all. I don't want to hear nothing about nobody was hurt and all that. I don't want to hear that.
Injured.
Y'all still lost.
We was injured.
I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear it. You lost. A L's a L, W's a W.
Okay, and Porzingis would have no chance against Kareem. I don't care what you say.
Nothing.
It's just you don't have a chance.
Nothing.
It's not going to work.
Old Kareem?
Just any Kareem.
Come on. Old Kareem, come on. Let's come on.
Showtime Kareem.
Showtime Kareem averaged what, 18 points?
Yeah,
What-
he
what-
was
what-
just,
But he was
what
so
Porzingis-
efficient
he
and
did
dominant,
whatever
man.
you ask him to do, he just did it.
Yeah, I'm not saying Porzingis is on Kareem's level, but that Porzingis at this age versus Kareem at that age, he match up.
Now, they tried that with some young dudes
match up.
before, though. It didn't work out. Paul, but then let's move on from the Lakers. Let's go to the KD Golden State Warriors.
They really match up with that team. That's probably the only team in NBA history that I can say outside of the Jordan Bulls, they really match up with the KD.
I understand matching up. I understand what you're saying.
I don't know
But
who
they
will win
can't
that
do
series.
that with them
I don't
dudes
know
like
who win.
that.
I don't know who wins that series. That's a 7-game series to me.
They was cheating.
That's a
They got KD, they basically
Listen,
cheated.
I'm not saying Drew Holiday can stop Curry, but that's a great matchup.
It is.
And I'm not saying that Derek White can stop Clay, but that's a great matchup.
That's fine.
And then you go to KD, I got a guy named Brown and Tatum.
That's fine.
That's a good matchup.
That's all good.
And so now Brown or Tatum on Draymond,
That's
and
all
then
good.
Porzingis on, I don't know who they center was.
Yeah.
But you know
They match up with that team.
But Paul, come on, man.
And they
You know
they shot the three just like Golden State did.
No, but Golden State they shot theirs, they made them more. They made
How?
more. And they probably shot less. And they made more.
They
That
did
is
shoot
true.
less because they had
shot less and
they
made
shot
more.
less because they had less people who could shoot them than Boston. You know what I'm saying? Well, you had Clay shot him, and Curry shot him.
And KD shot him when he needed to knock him
So
down.
now you got